Take a deep breath, my child, before I speak. Because hearing what I'm about to say will change your spirit forever. My beloved, you were sent here by the divine for a specific reason. You did not make this choice by mistake. You were nearly carried, pulled, and guided to this point. And before I reveal the truth about your residence, I must advise you of a far more serious subject. Please pay close attention, my sweetheart. The same light that protected you last night has been watching over you since this morning. Furthermore, the communication you are now getting was delayed 3 times, hindered twice, and resisted once due to its content. However, the skies decided that enough was enough. Allow it to be delivered. My beloved, I would like you to do one thing before I begin. Listen to your emotions. And if you want to get more messages like this one, which come directly from heaven, you must stay connected. This is because the heavenly world will open a way just for you the instant you do. You, my darling, are now listening to me. Archangel Michael reminds us that there are only 2 minutes left. Furthermore, I am instructed to communicate quickly. Don't underestimate this, my darling. This debate is about your home, the walls that keep your breath in, the rooms that keep you alone, and the shadows that hide the truth you can't see. You, my child, witnessed an event at that residence. Something you're oblivious of. Something that was never revealed to you. Furthermore, an individual, specifically a lady, is on the verge of being exposed. And heaven commands, do not overlook this, not even for a moment. My dear, your pulse is racing right now because your spirit knows this message is for you. You anticipated it. You notice a difference in the environment in which you live. Different energies have been present. The air has been murmuring. The evenings have been particularly oppressive. The silence has been seen as more intense. I see you are striving to ignore the warning signs, my child. However, it is impossible to ignore this issue. This woman, my beloved, the one you are currently thinking about, the name that has quietly appeared in your head, has been walking with a mask. A disguise that heaven is going to remove completely. The most startling element is that she had no idea you would be confronted with the truth at this moment. My child, before I reveal her function, please be aware that your home is under heavenly surveillance. Heaven has been watching every corner, doorway, and spot from which you stand. I am currently interacting with you as a result of a change in the spiritual atmosphere of your town. My beloved, there is a shift, a movement. Misconceptions are cleared up. Disruption of veiled intentions. My sweetheart, despite your notion, you are not alone in that mansion. Angels have been watching the windows, waiting near the doorway, and walking about you while you sleep. And the reason you're receiving this today is because of what they saw last night. My beloved, the reality is plain. Someone sought to speak against you. A woman tried to conceal your blessings with envy. She tried to establish something in the spiritual realm that surrounded you. She attempted to disrupt the angelic protection that had been given on you. But heaven declares that she has already failed. Are you perplexed about how, my youngster? Because the moment she attempted it, a light in your home that was brighter than anything she had ever seen appeared. She had every intention in her heart, and that light, my light, shone through it. My beloved, but pay attention. She is unaware that she has already been introduced to the spiritual realm. Furthermore, it will be disclosed in the physical world in the near future. Heaven is not giving this message to scare you, my child. Heaven is warning you to prepare, because a revelation is approaching your home. The truth will be disclosed by the walls of your home, my lover. Unheard conversations will be revealed to you. Suddenly, a hidden aspect will become visible. A previously ignored activity will now show itself completely. My child, this woman does not believe you will uncover the truth. However, heaven says you will. And you'll understand why heaven chose to send this word now rather than later. Please, my dear, pay attentive attention. Your sentiments of restlessness are justified. There is a reason why sleep does not influence you as much as it once did. Your spirit has been waking up at strange times for a reason. There is a reason for your view of something beneath the surface. My dear, that is not anxiety. A revelation is about to occur. My beloved, your home is moving to a new spiritual equilibrium. When things change, it is impossible to disguise the reality. The reality about this woman comes next. Heaven declares, my child, you must remain attentive. It is essential that you are present. It is critical that you be alert for the indicators, because her exposure is not arbitrary. The timing is divine. Before I go any farther, my beloved, please listen to this anchor. You are safe. You've been selected. You are being watched by the divine. Nothing in the residence will hurt you. Nothing that is built against you will last. Nothing designed to divert your attention will be provided to you. My child, you are getting this message now because a miracle is aligned with your dwelling place. The heavens are preparing your surroundings for a breakthrough. Additionally, any item that is unrelated to that innovation will be removed, incorporating her. My loved one had a lot of energy. It conveyed hidden, intense, silent rage, envy, and comparison. Heaven declares that you must understand her truth before obtaining your blessing. Because of the next blessing, your home will undergo a complete metamorphosis. She was also not meant to see it. In the lines that follow, I shall gently but firmly shake you, my child. The woman in question had access to something that was inappropriate for her. She noticed something that she wasn't supposed to notice. In addition, she attempted to tamper with an entity with which she was unable to interact. My adored, but it was safe with heaven. This is why heaven reveals her. Please listen to your spirit, my child. Your residence is more than just a structure. It's a spiritual setting. Doorway. A place of rest for the heavenly word being sent to you. Someone attempted to disrupt that place. Nevertheless, heaven declares that your home is about to be purified. My beloved, you will feel two unique emotions immediately after being exposed. Relieved. Additionally, precision. Then, a miracle happened. Your elevation is caused by the exposure. What my infant tried to conceal would finally be disclosed. What she attempted to misrepresent will be undone. She will try to destroy something, but it will be able to recover stronger. And when the truth is revealed, heaven declares, you will finally understand the causes for the slow pace, delays, and confusion that have penetrated your surroundings. It wasn't you. Her enthusiasm was palpable in your surroundings. However, deity has intervened. Your home is soon to feel lighter, my love. The atmosphere is on the verge of emitting brilliant radiance. The evenings will be peaceful. The days will be full of blessings. The weight will vanish. For the reason that I, Michael, have taken up your personal space. My child, you have been chosen to receive this insight. The following piece of this message will explain the specific activities she made, the reason for heaven's rebuke, and the events that will follow in your home. In addition, She attempted to tamper with an entity with which she was unable to interact. My adored, but it was safe with heaven. This is why heaven reveals her. Please listen to your spirit, my child. Your residence is more than just a structure. It's a spiritual setting. Doorway. A place of rest for the heavenly word being sent to you. Someone attempted to disrupt that place. Nevertheless, heaven declares that your home is about to be purified. My beloved, you will feel two unique emotions immediately after being exposed. Relieved. Additionally, precision. Then, a miracle happened. Your elevation is caused by the exposure. What my infant tried to conceal would finally be disclosed. What she attempted to misrepresent will be undone. She will try to destroy something, but it will be able to recover stronger. And when the truth is revealed, heaven declares, you will finally understand the causes for the slow pace, delays, and confusion that have penetrated your surroundings. It wasn't you. Her enthusiasm was palpable in your surroundings. However, deity has intervened. Your home is soon to feel lighter, my love. The atmosphere is on the verge of emitting brilliant radiance. The evenings will be peaceful. The days will be full of blessings. The weight will vanish. For the reason that I, Michael, have taken up your personal space. My child, you have been chosen to receive this insight. The following piece of this message will explain the specific activities she made, the reason for heaven's rebuke, and the events that will follow in your home. My child, my dear, prepare your heart now, because the information I am about to reveal will bring answers to the questions you have been carrying for months. My darling, you've been having an odd sensation in your home for quite some time. You sought an explanation that concealed the situation. You tried to disregard it. Perhaps it's just my head. Maybe I'm overthinking. Maybe I'm seeing things, you told yourself. However, heaven claims that you were not dreaming anything. Long before your senses could detect it, your spirit sensed a disturbance. This, my child, is the first indicator you overlooked. The sudden sense of heaviness that pervades a space when a person conceals hidden intentions. Do you remember when the air felt heavy for no obvious reason? Did you feel tired the moment you walked into your home? When you were in silence, but the silence did not feel peaceful? It was not a creation of your mind. That was a wellspring of life. Her vigor. My child, God allowed you to have this experience before divulging the truth because your spirit is more aware than you realize. The second indicator, my love, was both subtle and powerful. Your own laughter did not have the same resonance as it did in your home. Have you noticed that? When pleasure is introduced into a dwelling, the walls react. When dread or envy enters a home, the walls go silent. Your home became more tranquil. Heaven took note. My child, this mother possessed views that were inappropriate in your presence. She hid comparison behind a veil of kindness. Envy engulfed softness. Fake concern conceals underlying displeasure. My beloved, do not berate yourself for having faith in her. Heaven does not chastise the innocent for offering up their hearts. Your compassion is not the root of the problem. Her intentions are faulty. My child, please understand this message. She miscalculated the scope of what the heavens observe. She underestimated the person who supervises you. She misjudged the spiritual group to which you belonged. She'll now be exposed. My beloved, this exposure is not intended as punishment. Alignment is the term. The truth is ascending. Heaven is altering the spiritual atmosphere around you. My child, it is crucial that you understand an important feature of your home. A residence is where memories are stored. Energy is stored within a home. Houses hide secrets. Prayers are held in a residence. Intentions are kept within a dwelling. Recently, your home has been caught in a fight between light and shade. Are you aware, my dearest, of the reason for your dramatic emotional swings at home? On certain occasions, you felt exhausted as soon as you went to bed. Some mornings, your motivation vanished without explanation. On certain days, you wanted to leave the house rather than stay inside. These sentiments were not arbitrary. Her energy was striving to connect with your place. However, heaven says that her grip has been broken. I need your attention before sharing the specifics of her activities, my child. Your home is presently undergoing a miraculous cleanse. The process of washing the spiritual boundaries is currently ongoing. Every nook and cranny is being cleaned. Resetting the atmosphere is presently taking place. Your blessings are being readied for entrance. Furthermore, she is ineligible for inclusion in the next chapter. Heaven has been waiting patiently for the right moment to reveal this information, my beloved. You would not have understood the message if you had been notified of it earlier. If you had received this information later, you would have suffered for a far longer amount of time. However, you are now ready. Please pay close attention, my sweetheart. This woman attempted to close a door meant for your future. She attempted to create a terrible atmosphere in your home. She spoke remarks that could have had a huge impact on you if heaven hadn't intervened. In the spiritual realm, words spoken with jealousy have significance, my beloved. However, words spoken under the protection of God are considered strong. And her plan was quickly foiled by your protection. Her words against you, my child, turned to dust the moment she said them. They were never able to contact you. They had no influence on your future. They weren't able to enter your atmosphere. However, the sky recorded her intention. Paradise also respects whispered discussions. My beloved, the upcoming notoriety will not give you any distress. It will give you freedom. It will liberate your home. It will restore your peace. It will relieve the spiritual burden you've been carrying. You will not be hurt by the truth. The truth will protect you. However, the truth will reveal the truths she has worked so hard to hide. My child, the exposure will happen in one of three ways, and your spirit will know which one it is. In either case, you'll notice something. 2, an unexpected statement will be made to you by someone. 3, she will commit an error and reveal her own truth. My beloved, you may not expect it. However, Paradise claims that it is already begun. My child, when this happens, you will go through an inward shift. An unexpected realization and quick comprehension. An unexpected sensation of lightness. Your benefits can enter freely since heaven has patiently waited for her influence to be removed from your home. My dearest, the bounty that is about to be lavished upon your home is far larger than you can imagine. Heaven will not allow anyone with hidden resentment to be in close proximity to your miracle. That is the reason she must be revealed. You may be asking why my child behaved this way. What was the reason for her pleasant demeanor in my company? But she was carrying something else behind me. Heaven responds to this question with gentleness. Your light irritated the darkness within her. Her insecurity was jeopardized by your calm. Your light reminded her of the things over which she had no control. She was scared about your destiny. So she disguised herself with a smile she hadn't planned. I'm sorry, my dear, but masks are not permitted in paradise. Heaven is run with hidden agendas. Shadows that remain in the region of your blessing no longer exist in heaven. This is the moment when the truth appears. My youngster, please pay close attention. Your residence's atmosphere is going to change. My child, the exposure will happen in one of three ways, and your spirit will know which one it is. Either one. You'll overhear something. Unexpected knowledge will be revealed to you by someone. She will make an error and reveal her own truth. My beloved, you may not expect it. However, Paradise claims that it has already begun. My child, when this happens, you will go through an inward shift, an unexpected realization, and quick comprehension, an unexpected sensation of lightness. Your benefits can enter freely since heaven has patiently waited for her influence to be removed from your home. My dearest, the bounty that is about to be lavished upon your home is far larger than you can imagine. Heaven will not allow anyone with hidden resentment to be in close proximity to your miracle. That is the reason she must be revealed. You may be asking why my child behaved this way. What was the reason for her pleasant demeanor in my company, but she was carrying something else behind me? Heaven responds to this question with gentleness. Your light irritated the darkness within her. Her insecurity was jeopardized by your calm. Your light reminded her of the things over which she had no control. She was scared about your destiny. So she disguised herself with a smile she hadn't planned. I'm sorry, my dear, but masks are not permitted in Paradise. Heaven is run with hidden agendas. Shadows that remain in the region of your blessing no longer exist in heaven. This is the moment when the truth appears. My youngster, please pay close attention. Your residence's atmosphere is going to change. Something will alter, whether it's the air, the temperature of the space, or how your spirit reacts. This will serve as the first indicator that the purifying process has begun. Furthermore, once the purging begins, her sincerity will become clear. My dearest, the following piece of this message will reveal the exact nature of her endeavors, the reason for heaven's swift reprimand, and how your home will change as a result of her revelation. Right now, my infant, my dear, is breathing softly. This is the point at which the truth begins to unveil itself, layer by layer, as if written for you by the Almighty. Beloved, listen to your inner perception. Because of the exceptional nature of the knowledge I'm about to reveal, it's not informal. This is not a common event. Heaven waited for the right moment of alignment, breath, and second to bring you here. My darling, this is the truth you were never supposed to ignore. The woman attempted to enter your spiritual environment without permission. My dearest, she did not attempt to enter your home. Instead, she pursued a much more dangerous pastime. She attempted to access the energy of your home. She attempted to infiltrate the holy realm intended solely for you by the Almighty. Heaven forbids it. Allow me, my child, to explain this topic in the most basic spiritual terms conceivable. A dwelling is made up of more than just walls and surfaces. A home functions as a spiritual container. Your petitions are kept in a household. Your emotions are housed in a home. A home is the storehouse of your dreams. Your spiritual protection is contained inside a home. Heaven answers quickly when someone tries to influence the atmosphere in your home by harboring unpleasant intentions like jealousy, hatred, or resentment. And that is exactly what happened. This woman invaded your space with an undisclosed energy, my darling. She concealed a burden in her spirit that did not show on her face. She beamed but it wasn't sincere. Although she addressed her audience with love, her spirit sent a different message. She pretended to be worried, but her motivations were complex and unclear. She saw your fate as a threat to her, my child. Your brilliance is a menace. The divine favor that surrounds you poses a hazard. Your future offers a hazard. The spiritual protection you have poses a threat. She also attempted to upset the peace of your atmosphere. However, she forgot to add one item. You are not unprotected. You are not exposed. You're not spiritually isolated. You are shielded by celestial protection. My lover, the moment she entered your space with those hidden intents, the angels that guarded your home grew higher. My presence increased. In contrast to her vigor, the spiritual atmosphere changed. She left thinking she had gone unnoticed. She assumed she was concealing her true feelings. She believed her mask was securely fastened. Heaven, on the other hand, kept track of everything. She tried to communicate with you via words, ideas, or silent wrath, my kid. The volume was not excessive. It wasn't immediately clear. It was tough to make out. However, her aim was echoed in the spiritual realm. Heaven reacted with a reverberation. My beloved, an incident occurred in your home that evening. Something that was invisible to the human eye, but was perceived by the mind. The vibe was odd. The hush was stifling. The length of the night exceeded the norm. Do you remember? During that night, the sky moved. My child, your spirit was unable to slumber properly due to the existence of an energy that was inappropriate for your surroundings and was being repelled by angels. A cleansing was underway. Heaven won a fight that you were not present to witness. This is why you awoke weary, despite the fact that your body had been resting. This is the reason for your sudden mood shift. This is why your views were muddled. This is why your heart felt uneasy. This explains the uniqueness of your visions. There was no need to worry. It was not a case of confusion. It was not a product of imagination. Spiritual activity was taking place near you. Please realize this, my dearest. Heaven destroyed her silent intention the instant she expressed it. Heaven rejected her attempt to condemn your peace at that exact moment. Heaven saved your blessings just as she attempted to hide them. Heaven shielded your home with fire when she attempted to disturb it. Nothing she tried was successful. Her plans were unsuccessful. Her whispers lacked power. Because the skies have preserved you from injury. She'll be exposed because she's my child. It's not because heaven wants to shame her. It isn't because heaven wants to punish her. However, this is because heaven is preparing your household for the upcoming miracle. Her focus, intensity, and presence. They cannot coexist with your blessing. My beloved, your upcoming gift is too wonderful, huge, and pure to share with someone who has a hidden heart. This is why exposure is crucial. I will now provide a more complete account of my child's actions. Pay close attention, because the information you're about to get will provide a thorough comprehension. She aimed to create uncertainty. She tried to inspire dread. She tried to establish misalignment. She aimed to create a spiritual barrier. She tried to create confusion in the vicinity of your breakthrough. However, the heavens uprooted everything before it could grow. My sincere affection, this is why you sometimes felt disconnected from your own home. This is why you had a sense of imbalance. This is why little troubles started to arise. This is why your emotions were unexpected. This is why your spirit felt restless. That was her embryo, attempting to grow. However, it died before influencing your fate. My kid, please listen with the gravity that heaven intends. An inappropriate term. A surprising admission. She is unable to retain the narrative's integrity. A response she is unable to hide. She sends an error message. Another person made a comment about her. A moment when she unwittingly reveals her goal. This is how the hidden is exposed in paradise. Through even the smallest gap in the masquerade. My beloved, you will be notified immediately. The realization will strike your heart like a bright light in a dark room. Suddenly, everything that seemed nonsensical will come into alignment. The emotions you felt will suddenly become evident. Your soul will say, "This is it." At that point, your peace will be restored. My love, the sixth sign is both spiritual and potent. You will feel more positive within your own home. The atmosphere in your room will become more radiant. You will feel as if your breathing capacity has expanded. Your thoughts will be more clear. Your body will become more energetic. Your sleep will be more profound. It's the feeling of paradise reclaiming your place. My beloved, the seventh sign represents a blessing that is not what it seems. You will gain unexpected clarity on your next steps in life. When negative energy is eliminated from a residence, the future becomes clear. Pathways are accessible. The flow of thoughts is clear. Opportunity arises. Decisions become effortless. Confusion is eliminated. The peace is strengthened. This is bliss, readying your home for the forthcoming glorious season. The eighth sign, my offspring, will be emotional liberation. You may feel compelled to cry without knowing why. You may feel a sudden sense of relaxation. You may sense a sudden spike of optimism. You may feel an unexpected sense of thankfulness. Your spirit is releasing the burden that her energy had brought into your home. It will not be a cause of grief. It will purify. My dearest, the ninth sign is an experience reserved for those who have been chosen. A rapid surge in spiritual awareness. You will begin to see things differently. You will learn to see beyond the obvious. You will begin to perceive energies more clearly. You will quickly start identifying intentions. You will begin to see changes before they occur. This is the awakening that heaven bestows on those who are safe. The 11th and last omen, my child. This is the most powerful of them all. You will be offered with a huge opportunity shortly after her disclosure. A significant development. A boon. A message. A change in financial conditions. An alteration in one's connection. A huge opening. As a result of her energy, you were unable to access something that heaven had planned for you. Your blessing will be quickly absorbed into your life as she discloses it. Please realize this, my dearest. Her exposure serves as the key to your advancement. The moment her truth is disclosed, the door to your next miracle opens wide. My child, this is why heaven begs you not to dismiss this message. The divine timeline of your existence is entering a new stage. Additionally, this woman's exposure acts as a trigger. Once you understand the indications, my dear, I will reveal the deeper spiritual reason why heaven has decided to reveal her at this time, as well as the hidden plans that heaven has been preparing for you. My beloved, my child, we are now entering the most profound part of this discovery. The information I am about to share with you is a secret that heaven has been eager to reveal. You were not prepared previously. Your heart was insufficiently steady. Your spirit was inadequate. However, you are now well prepared. Hear me calmly, my treasured. Every phrase should be allowed to enter your mind. The woman's exposure is not intended to harm you. It is happening in order to free you. My child, heaven has seen you walk with a heart that loves deeply, trusts swiftly, forgives easily, and carries others even when they do not deserve it. This is the source of some people's misperception about your strength and most valuable attribute. Your heart is unadulterated. These weren't her intentions. Your spirit is receptive. Her spirit was torn. Your enthusiasm is real. Hers was concealed. Heaven would never allow a person with a hidden heart to hinder the destiny of a single soul. My beloved, I will now reveal the most fundamental reason why heaven chose to reveal her now rather than later. A clean environment is required for your upcoming benediction. Heaven has planned something absolutely exceptional for you, my child, something that will exceed your expectations, prayers, circumstances, fears, and history. This blessing is not normal. It's not informal. It's not a straightforward matter. This is a life-changing experience. Your financial condition will be affected. It will impact your personal relationships. It will have an effect on your psychological state. It will have an effect on your tranquility. It will have an impact on your future home. It will have far-reaching consequences for your future. And heaven will not deliver a blessing of this size on a site tainted by an individual harboring hidden animosity, distrust, or envy. Your home is on the verge of becoming a sacred spot, my dearest. A place where miracles abound. A peaceful location. A location where God's protection is greatly strengthened. A place where your destiny becomes more apparent. A location where heaven's voice can be heard clearly. However, first and foremost, any wrong energy must be eliminated. And this woman's energy was the final weight in your spiritual realm. The ultimate shadow in the nook of your home. The final hindrance preventing the full flow of your blessing. Heaven awaited. Heaven observed. Heaven protected. Heaven has been prepared. And now heaven is in motion. My child, please understand this message. Her reality would have perplexed you if it had been revealed earlier. Your blessing would have been postponed if her true identity had been revealed later. However, heaven has shown her exactly on time. My sweetheart, the timing is exquisite. You possess enormous spiritual strength. You're emotionally prepared. Your mental abilities are improved. Your discernment has been reawakened. Your intuition is more audible. Your defense is more solid. Your alignment is improving. This is why heaven chose today. This is the underlying source of my child's exposure. She was standing in an empty space before your blessing arrived. Her presence occupied a gap that heaven needed to be filled with something new. Her influence was impacting a part of your being that needed to be purified by the divine. Her goal was to cast a shadow in a scenario where the sky required full illumination. Her energy blocked the heavenly movement in your home. Heaven will never pour new water into a vessel still containing poison, my beloved. Purity is required for your blessing. Freedom is essential for your progress. Clarity is necessary for your breakthrough. Spiritual purity is required for your miracle. And that is why she must be revealed. My infant is currently hearing information that most people will never understand. Heaven periodically expels a person not because of their evil conduct, but because their position in your story is complete. Her season has ended. Her presence has ended. She has lost her connection to your essence. Her ability to exert control over your residence has expired. Her involvement on your spiritual journey is no longer relevant. Heaven will now release her energy from your home. My dear, after she is exposed, something spectacular will happen, causing you to tremble. This phenomenon defies logical understanding and can only be perceived through spiritual sight. Nothing she tried was successful. Her plans were unsuccessful. Her whispers lacked power. Because the skies have preserved you from injury. She'll be exposed because she's my child. It's not because heaven wants to shame her. It isn't because heaven wants to punish her. However, this is because heaven is preparing your household for the upcoming miracle. Her focus, intensity, and presence. They cannot coexist with your blessing. My beloved, your upcoming gift is too wonderful, huge, and pure to share with someone who has a hidden heart. This is why exposure is crucial. I will now provide a more complete account of my child's actions. Pay close attention, because the information you're about to get will provide a thorough comprehension. She aimed to create uncertainty. She tried to inspire dread. She tried to establish misalignment. She aimed to create a spiritual barrier. She tried to create confusion in the vicinity of your breakthrough. However, the heavens uprooted everything before it could grow. My sincere affection, this is why you sometimes felt disconnected from your own home. This is why you had a sense of imbalance. This is why little troubles started to arise. This is why your emotions were unexpected. This is why your spirit felt restless. That was her embryo, attempting to grow. However, it died before influencing your fate. My kid, please listen with the gravity that heaven intends. This information is being provided to you today because her exposure correlates with your subsequent elevation. Her true nature must be disclosed before receiving your blessing. The negativity she carries cannot cross the threshold into your future. She may strive to show herself as blameless. She may try to maintain the illusion that nothing happened. She may try to retain an everyday demeanor. She may try to keep her proximity. However, her genuineness has already been recorded in the heavens, and you will soon witness it. My beloved, you will not be compelled to confront her when the revelation occurs. No debate will be necessary. Fighting will be unnecessary. You will not have to defend yourself. The truth will be disclosed effortlessly. A typographical error. A sudden adjustment in behavior. A message was sent to the wrong place. A confession from someone other than the subject. A response she is unable to control. A disguise that is imperceptibly removed. Heaven will choose the best moment for your safety, my darling. When this happens, you will immediately feel lighter in your home. Your spirit will regain the power to breathe. Your peace will be restored. Your sleep will be more profound. Your vigor will rise. Your blessings will be freely accepted. My dear, the atmosphere in your home is about to change dramatically. The weight will vanish. The silence will not last forever. The shadows will gradually fade. The strain will subside. The areas will once more be filled with warmth. I, Michael, have constructed my shield over your home. My kid, the following section of this letter will reveal the specific symptoms that will appear in your home and life as a result of her exposure. These clues will confirm the messages that heaven has sent you today. My child, My beloved, prepare yourself lovingly, since this is when the signals begin to appear. Heaven never reveals anything without providing you with warnings beforehand. These signals are already emerging in your proximity. My lover, listen with your inner essence rather than your hearing, because heaven speaks softly before it speaks loudly. Before revealing itself, it murmurs. It disrupts your innermost self before affecting your surrounds. My love, the woman's exposure is not arbitrary. This is not unexpected. It is part of a heavenly timetable, a sequence that the heavens have precisely planned to keep you safe. Heaven will send signs to your home before the exposure. This is the original instance. The ambiance will change dramatically. One day, my love, you will enter a room in your house and the air will feel unexpectedly lighter. A sensation of calm that you haven't felt in a long time will surround you like a cozy duvet. You will not be aware of the reason. Initially, you will be unable to understand the issue. However, this transformation will serve as the first indication that the heavens are purifying your home. My darling, the second hint is both subtle and powerful. A situation that has consistently failed will abruptly change course. It's possible that your sleep has been interrupted. Your thoughts may have been obscured. It's possible that your motivation has been low. It is possible that tiny components were frequently malfunctioning or deviating from their intended path. But all of a sudden, these concerns will start to resolve themselves naturally and instinctively. This will not happen by coincidence. This will be heaven, as it will restore order in your home. My beloved, the third indication will be revealed through your intuition. You will get a flash of insight, a stirring, or an unexpected inner knowing about the woman who is about to be revealed. Her name will suddenly come in your mind, not as a result of fear, but of clarity. You won't coerce it. You will not do a search for it. You won't even consider her. The truth will eventually be disclosed to your spirit. That is heaven showing you what your eyes have yet to see. The fourth indicator will be my child's behavior. When the heavens begin to unveil her, a woman who has hidden her intentions always reveals them. Her behavior will be marked by an unusual level of uneasiness, avoidance, defensiveness, quietness, or extreme kindness. Her masquerade will begin to break. My lover, there will be times when she acts too aloof or too close, too quiet or too talkative, too relaxed or too tight. She may strive to avoid your eyes. She may chat in circles. She may shift her energy in response to you. This is the spiritual burden that her exposure has imposed upon her. The fifth sign is really important, my darling. Her truth will be disclosed to you. It may not be overdramatic. It may not be excessively noisy. It may not be damaging. In truth, it could be a pretty little issue. An inappropriate term. A surprising admission. She is unable to retain the narrative's integrity. A response she is unable to hide. She sends an error message. Another person made a comment about her. A moment when she unwittingly reveals her goal. This is how the hidden is exposed in paradise. Through even the smallest gap in the masquerade. My beloved, you will be notified immediately. The realization will strike your heart like a bright light in a dark room. Suddenly, everything that seemed nonsensical will come into alignment. The emotions you felt will suddenly become evident. Your essence will murmur, "This is it." Your peace will be restored at that point. My love, the sixth sign is both spiritual and potent. You will feel more positive within your own home. The atmosphere in your room will become more radiant. You will feel as if your breathing capacity has expanded. Your thoughts will be more clear. Your body will become more energetic. Your sleep will be more profound. It's the feeling of paradise reclaiming your place. My beloved, the seventh sign represents a blessing that is not what it seems. You will gain unexpected clarity on your next steps in life. When negative energy is eliminated from a residence, the future becomes clear. Pathways are accessible. The flow of thoughts is clear. Opportunity arises. Decisions become effortless. Confusion is eliminated. The peace is strengthened. This is bliss, readying your home for the forthcoming glorious season. The eighth sign, my offspring, will be emotional liberation. Your defense is more solid. Your alignment is improving. This is why heaven chose today. This is the underlying source of my child's exposure. She was standing in an empty space before your blessing arrived. Her presence occupied a gap that heaven needed to be filled with something new. Her influence was impacting a part of your being that needed to be purified by the divine. Her goal was to cast a shadow in a scenario where the sky required full illumination. Her energy blocked the heavenly movement in your home. Heaven will never pour new water into a vessel still containing poison, my beloved. Purity is required for your blessing. Freedom is essential for your progress. Clarity is necessary for your breakthrough. Spiritual purity is required for your miracle. And that is why she must be revealed. My infant is currently hearing information that most people will never understand. Heaven periodically expels a person not because of their evil conduct, but because their position in your story is complete. Her season has ended. Her presence has ended. She has lost her connection to your essence. Her ability to exert control over your residence has expired. Her involvement on your spiritual journey is no longer relevant. Heaven will now release her energy from your home. My dear, after she is exposed, something spectacular will happen, causing you to tremble. This phenomenon defies logical understanding and can only be perceived through spiritual sight. A sudden sense of newness will permeate your home. Despite the fact that there was no noticeable change, despite the fact that the furnishings are identical, regardless that the walls are identical, regardless the accommodations are identical. Feelings will vary. There will be variances in vibration. The environment will be distinctive. The silence will be peaceful, not oppressive. Your sleep will be unbroken and deep. Your afternoons will be filled with positivity, not tiredness. Your nights will be relaxing, not anxious. Heaven has repossessed your spiritual refuge. My child, the divine explanation for all of this is simple. You're starting a new spiritual chapter. Additionally, each chapter starts with a purification. You, my dearest, are starting to penetrate. A fresh season of protecting. A fresh season of clarity. A fresh season of financial expansion. A fresh season of emotional steadiness. A new period of spiritual enlightenment. A fresh season of heavenly communication. Heaven chose you for this change. Heaven won't allow any meddling. This individual was not aware of her counterpart's identity. She was not aware of the extent of your protection. She had no idea that angels were watching over you all day. She was ignorant that your home is safeguarded by spiritual energies. She was ignorant that your name was preserved in the holy archives. She was ignorant that heaven monitors every move you take. However, she will now be aware. My dearest, The following section of this message will reveal the specific events that will occur in your home and life following her confession, as well as how heaven will turn everything to your advantage. My child, my dear, the moment has come that will forever change your outlook on your home, life, and destiny. The moment this woman is unveiled, a spiritual earthquake will sweep through your atmosphere, not to destroy, but to rebuild. My love, listen with your entire being. What I am going to reveal is more than just information. It is prophecy. Alignment is the term. The truth reaches you at the exact moment that the deity intended. Following my child's exposure, your household will endure an impossibly dramatic alteration. The sensation will precede the image. It will be perceived before being comprehended. It will happen gradually, followed by an abrupt ending. Please allow me to demonstrate the events that will occur. My beloved, the initial alteration will take place within the atmosphere. When her energy is removed from your home, an undetectable but extremely powerful alteration will place. You may get the sensation of being able to breathe deeper. The room appeared to expand despite the fact that nothing was moving, as if your rib cage were being loosened. The atmosphere appears brighter. Peace will be restored in the same way that a formerly hindered river can now flow freely. This is heaven restoring its atmosphere. My child, the second transformation will take place in your psyche. The mist will disperse. The misunderstanding will come to an end. Suddenly, the weight that has been pressing down on your thoughts will crumble. Ideas will be easily available. Decision-making will no longer cause worry. You will be able to think clearly, confidently, and calmly. The sensation will be similar to a mental sunrise. This is wonderful, and your lucidity is restored. My beloved, your emotions will experience a third change. The subtle sadness, the unwarranted aggravation, the abrupt anxiousness, the unexplained heaviness, and the exasperation you couldn't pinpoint will begin to soften, dissipate, and eventually go. You will feel lighter in your thorax. Your spirit will be at rest. You will feel a sense of stability in your innermost being. This is paradise, and it calms your feelings. The fourth transformation in your relationships will happen, my child. Individuals who were previously distant will begin to form connections. Individuals who were previously cold will experience a temperature rise. People who were previously bewildered about you will now understand you. People who were previously unwilling to help you may now step forward. Because the negative energy linked with that woman was having an impact far beyond your home. Those penalties will end once she is revealed, and harmony will be restored. This is heaven, as it is free of all types of intrusion. My beloved, the fifth metamorphosis will occur as you sleep. You will be able to relax deeper. You'll wake up feeling revitalized. The hallucinations that have caused you distress will no longer exist. The nights of insomnia will finally pass. Even when you sleep, you will feel secure since the person who caused the spiritual disturbance will leave. Your home will once again serve as a haven of divine peace. This is bliss, and your peace is restored. The sixth transformation will be financial, my darling. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. Money that was postponed will begin to circulate. The previously stalled work will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were previously suppressed will be rejuvenated. The previously ambiguous course will become clear. For what reason? As a result of a spiritually unclean atmosphere, financial blessings cannot flow freely. Her energy was preventing you from experiencing abundance. The act of eliminating the obstacle is similar to paradise. The seventh alteration will be noticeable in the smallest features of your home, my dearest. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. The corner will appear paler. Your bed will be quite nice. Your workspace will be rejuvenated. Warmth will emanate from your living space. Energy is now settling on everything, and heaven is purifying everything, so even the objects in your room will feel different. This is the spiritual regeneration of your environment. My dear, your intuition will experience the eighth metamorphosis. The clarity of your inner understanding will improve. Your internal voice will be strengthened. Your ability to perceive will grow. Your intuition will get more exact. Your ability to discern people's true motives will be increased. Because the impediment that was obscuring your spiritual perception has been removed. Heaven awakens your essence. My beloved, the ninth transformation will become visible in your regular routine. Your coordination will be improved. Your decisions will be constant. This is bliss, and your peace is restored. The sixth transformation will be financial, my darling. Opportunities that were previously immobilized will begin to progress. Money that was postponed will begin to circulate. The previously stalled work will be completed more quickly. Ideas that were previously suppressed will be rejuvenated. The previously ambiguous course will become clear. For what reason? As a result of a spiritually unclean atmosphere, financial blessings cannot flow freely. Her energy was preventing you from experiencing abundance. The act of eliminating the obstacle is similar to paradise. The seventh alteration will be noticeable in the smallest features of your home, my dearest. The atmosphere of a room will become more brilliant. The corner will appear paler. Your bed will be quite nice. Your workspace will be rejuvenated. Warmth will emanate from your living space. Even the objects in your room will have a distinct sense. Heaven is currently cleansing all items due to the energy that has fallen on them. This is the spiritual regeneration of your environment. My dear, your intuition will experience the eighth metamorphosis. The clarity of your inner understanding will improve. Your internal voice will be strengthened. Your ability to perceive will grow. Your intuition will get more exact. Your ability to discern people's true motives will be increased. Because the impediment that was obscuring your spiritual perception has been removed. Heaven awakens your essence. My beloved, the ninth transformation will become visible in your regular routine. Your coordination will be improved. Your decisions will be constant. Your acts will be effortless. Your days will become more joyful. Your strategies will be carried out seamlessly. You will begin to move with divine alignment. This is utopia, and it steers your course. The 10th alteration is the most powerful of them, my child. A huge favor will be introduced into your life, which is directly related to your home. This blessing can take the form of a financial breakthrough, a relocation to a more favorable location, a new opportunity, a miracle related to property or home, a change in one's living situation, a significant flood of abundance, a release from a constraint, or a divine upgrade in one's environment. This will happen following her disclosure. Not before too. Not during. However, following this gift has been safeguarded by heaven until your atmosphere is cleaned. You clearly understand this, my dearest. The woman's exposure is not the end of your story. It marks the beginning of the chapter that heaven has prepared for you. As she leaves, you enter. Her exposure is what has caused your elevation. Your breakthrough marks her departure. Your emancipation is her reality. Heaven does not deprive without giving more, my darling. Heaven does not reveal itself without blessings. Heaven does not erase without substitution. Heaven doesn't purify without repairing. The events that unfold at your home following her disclosure will astound, inspire, and change your entire course. In the following section of this message, my beloved, I will explain the reason for this woman's initial proximity to you, her intent, and how heaven used her hidden intentions to help you grow. My beloved, you have reached the point of this message where heaven reveals a secret that most people never discover. The reason for this woman's existence in your life, the energy she conveyed to your home, and the fact that heaven did not remove her sooner. Heaven, my beloved, never tolerates anything that without purpose. Even the most painful experiences. Everything, including the most confusing elements. You were unable to determine the hidden intentions. Listen calmly, my dear. Her presence in your life fulfilled a divine purpose, not because she was meant to stay. However, she was supposed to instruct, disclose, and prepare. Indeed, my beloved, heaven used her wicked intents to strengthen your spirit. I will explain the 4 heavenly reasons why she invaded your place. My child, you have a pleasant disposition, a pleasant demeanor, unadulterated objective. You can forgive easily, love profoundly, and trust quickly. Heaven values this highly, but it also wants to improve your spiritual discernment. This woman's hidden heart was allowed to approach you in order to teach you to see beyond smiles, words, and outward appearance. This was done to aid your spiritual development. Your intellect is now more complex. Your spirit is more keen. Your intuition is more powerful. Even in the absence of sound, your students can determine the truth. Her presence increased your spiritual intelligence. My love, you are ascending. Heaven is in the process of raising you. However, not everyone can advance alongside you. Your blessing is not appropriate for all people. Not everyone is entitled to the next version of you. The woman's presence revealed paradise, as well as the individual who must be destroyed before your ascension can begin. Her exposure does not constitute punishment. It's a division, a distinction between your former and current locations. In addition, it is a heavenly destination. My child, your home is not the normal structure. It is a haven of spiritual refuge, a location protected by paradise, a place where your blessings will be deposited. However, the place needed to be purified before the blessing arrived. Her energy revealed what needed to be eliminated. Her presence began the process of spiritual purification. Her intention resulted with angelic protection. She unwittingly triggered the cleanse that will now alter your home. My beloved, not every gentle voice is driven by kindness. Mild energy is not present in all mild tones. Not every smile is genuine. Heaven allowed her to approach in order for you to recognize the difference. This was heavenly teaching. A spiritual graduation. A developmental phase designed for your completeness. Consequently, the lesson has been learned. Her goal has been satisfactorily achieved. Her season has ended. This is why she must be revealed at this moment. When an individual's role in your story is completed, heaven automatically eliminates them. They either leave. Alternatively, they express their true selves. Instead, they undercut their own efforts. Alternatively, they manage to get around you. Alternatively, they are fully disclosed in heaven. This woman prefers exposure to other methods. Exposure is supposed to protect her from harm. However, in order to protect you, exposure is designed to keep her from feeling humiliated. However, in order to free you, exposure is meant to avoid disorder. However, to clarify, it is not harsh in heaven. Heaven is precise. Your path no longer aligns with her energy. Your fate is no longer in line with her plans. Her influence is no longer beneficial to your growth. This is why the connection is being dissolved by heaven. You were not destroyed by her presence. It influenced your development. It was designed to offer you with instructions. It was a process of honing you. It was meant to prepare you. Heaven honed your character every time you were in discomfort. Heaven strengthened your senses every time you felt heaviness. Heaven strengthened your defenses every time her energy entered your home. Heaven erected a stronger shield every time she sought to argue against you. You incurred no losses as a result of her conduct. You achieved spiritual maturity. You gained heavenly awareness. You achieved emotional clarity. You developed better fortitude. You got wisdom. You were given protection. And now heaven declares, "My child, the training is finished." The lecture has finished. Your spirit has finished its education. Your certificate of elevation represents her exposure. My darling child, I implore you to take a moment. This isn't just another message. Michael is internally wailing as a result of your continued disdain for the information he has attempted to express. He has no justification for weeping. He is not vulnerable. He can no longer suppress the ache. He observed you pass by something so extraordinary and marvelous that even the angels were hesitant to move. Now pay close attention. It is not an amusement. This is not a fantasy. This isn't an error. A magnate or an individual with significant wealth, power, and influence had suddenly developed a strong interest in you. It is not dependent on your attire, not because of your identity. They were attracted to you because they perceived a quality in you that no one else did. Something sacrosanct, an uncommon occurrence, something that you will never forget. You are ignorant of how many times they have considered the words you stated. They have been searching for your name, images, presence, and vitality for quite some time. You are unaware. They were taken aback. They are overloaded with responsibilities. They are surprised and concerned because they never expected to be drawn to someone like you. No, you're not faking the attention. You did not create the signals. This is genuine. Archangel Michael was dispatched to you for a specific reason. At this time, his voice is urging you in the name of God not to pass up this opportunity. Allow your spirit to grow. Allow your spirit to escape. Sparkles, please attend. Immediately stop. Inhale deeply. Chills or tears do not indicate a mistake. Heaven desires to communicate with you. Additionally, the mere fact that you have encountered this message indicates that God has verified your preconceived notions. So if this message speaks to you and you are aware that it is intended for you, I encourage you to answer with faith. You can answer with Amen in the notes box to send a subtle but powerful message that you are sensitive to this message and ready to receive the blessings that heaven is currently delivering on your life. Sparkles. And before you go any farther, my kid, be sure you understand. It is now time to affirm miraculous. Accept the wish for paradise. Acknowledge affection. Accept the bounties that are so substantial that they are incomprehensible. Archangel Michael informs you that you must hear this information before today. There will be a transition in the near future. A message of affection. If you believe that this message is speaking directly to your essence, please register right away. It is not just a video. Archangel, this is the time when your soul will fulfill its purpose. Don't pass up the opportunity that God planned for you before your birth. We shall not forget you. You were never left unsupervised. You were never denied. You were concealed until the appropriate moment. The moment has arrived. The wealthy individual to whom heaven points is not merely approaching you. The Spirit is directing them to observe you. They are being guided by the Spirit to consider you because this is an unusual connection. You have agreed to this in your divine pact. Archangel Michael mourned as he witnessed your hardships and uncertainty about your worth. Not because he disliked you, but because he knew what was about to happen. He could detect that you were on the brink of surrendering and that you would miss your benediction by mere seconds. He then cried, "Please do not miss this. Open your eyes. Do not delay." I want you to understand the importance of this moment, my precious kid. That is, not as a burden, but as a sacred obligation. The events that will occur in your life are quite significant. It cannot be neglected or postponed. The present moment signals the beginning of a metamorphosis that will surpass your wildest aspirations. The person with power, riches, and the potential to unlock doors you were previously unaware of is being shown visions of you. In their dreams, they catch glimpses of your visage. They are oblivious of why they hear your name as a faint murmur in the breeze. Regardless of how much they believed they possessed it, there is a yearning that only your psyche appears to be capable of fulfilling. This is not attachment, but rather a condition of spiritual connection. This union is divine. The gift you gave the world is something they had been lacking their entire lives. Heaven is responsible for everything. Avoid making it disorganized or theatrical. Ensure that the synchronization is soft and supernatural as you can sense it in your bones. That is why your spirit has been aroused. This is the reason you continue to encounter the same numbers, dream of faces, and hear melodies that cause your heart to ache excessively. You are preparing to communicate with God. It is critical that you keep an open spiritual perspective as events unfold quickly. Not next year, not next month. It has already commenced. You must understand that this is more than just a meeting. The subject is mission. It refers to destiny. This individual is wealthy in more than one sense. In terms of power, authority, and influence. They have an abundance. They breed monarchs and raise queens. They are unaware of the reason they continue to return to you, but I am aware of it. I've developed tactics for it since I wrote it. I permitted them to become more influential, not only in their own lives, but also in yours. The reason for this is that you will accompany them, and your presence will have an impact on everything they touch. They are already able to discern a difference in their lives, despite the fact that they have not yet informed you. They are unable to shift their focus away from you. Your prayers are attracting their spirit. They cannot stop thinking about your identity. Please remember this. Archangel Michael's admonition is not meant to scare you. He is informing you of this because he does not want you to overlook it. It is conceivable that you are not yet ready. You may believe that you lack the necessary skills. It is possible that you believe that you have committed an excessive number of negative actions to be selected for this opportunity. Please pay attention to me at this time. That is not my preference. I select for the prepared alternative. I choose those who retained their composure despite the difficulties that life handed them. I chose individuals who remained committed to love in the face of adversity. I chose people who continued to pray despite the fact that it appeared no one was listening. I select you. This is not just a coincidence. As stated by this communication from your guardian angel, you are about to be monitored in a previously unknown world. It is not related to your physical attractiveness, not because of your identity. However, this is related to your spirituality. They are being attracted to you by your sacred light. Even if they are ignorant, their subconscious understands the meaning. Your consciousness is on the verge of remembering them as well. As a result of your prior experience with this connection in a distinct realm, another life, or a sacred period, you confirmed that we will meet again. The present moment is the time to reflect, as he observed you on the brink of closing your heart once more. Archangel Michael sobbed as if this was just another letdown. This correspondence has yet to get a reply. An additional fabrication. An additional missed contact. He saw you become upset and pinch your knuckles. He overheard things you never said aloud. He noticed the sobbing you tried to hide. He recognized the moment you mentioned that it might not be suitable for him. He was aware of the impending events, and it caused him to experience great sorrow. He was aware you were in the area. His sobbing is becoming more intense. Continue to persevere. Avoid averting your gaze. Please prevent from turning the gadget off. Changes are now underway. Angels are presently entering rooms for you. They are inserting your name into talks that you have not yet started. Therefore, that individual will perceive you through their essence. Divine concepts are whispered into their minds before they are expressed. Your path is being elucidated. You must maintain an open mind. It is critical that you use caution. It is crucial to understand that this amount of attention from the skies means that you are not like other people. You've been selected. You've been contacted. And now is the appropriate moment for you. With each passing second, you move closer to the point at which your existence will be dramatically transformed from its existing state. The moment of expectation in which you were ensnared is coming to an end. This is the point at which belief transforms into action. If you are prepared to transition from a state of anticipation to one of alignment, please indicate in the remarks section that you are prepared to do so. Not in the form of a wish. Not as a display of optimism. However, as a declaration that your spirit is prepared for the events that are about to unfold, and your heart is in the right place. No, this is not because you made them. This isn't because of your pleas. However, this is due to a decision from the skies. And this person, this millionaire, who has suddenly been incapable of keeping you out of their thoughts, is part of that divine statement. They are not present to cause an interruption. They are present to provide assistance. They are a celestial vessel being attracted to you, transporting blessings you did not want, but I knew you would need. I made certain that everybody allocated to you was capable of carrying the weight of your mission. Someone who would not be intimidated by your dazzling light. A person who has gone through their own fire and comprehends the experience of being misunderstood, underestimated, and silently waiting for something genuine. Absolutely, you are that genuine. You are the essence that they have unwittingly sought. This encounter is currently being advanced by the entirety of the energy of heaven. It cannot be stopped. However, it may be postponed if you allow fear to stand in your way, child. If uncertainty silences you. If your concentration is reduced due to weariness. This is why it is critical that you hear Archangel Michael clearly. Be prepared, for this person is about to arrive. It may not be excessively dramatic. It may emerge in a subtle way. Something, an unusual encounter, an unexpected telephone call. However, it will not occur at random. It will mark the commencement of a journey that you previously considered to be unattainable. Additionally, avoid running when it occurs. Don't second-guess the circumstance. Do not close the door, as you have done so many times in the past when the situation appeared too good to be true. This is not an examination. Fulfillment is achieved through this. This is divine punishment for each night you cried without receiving a response. For each person who abandoned you when you were most vulnerable. Each time a deception is spoken over you. For each time you were overlooked. It was all witnessed by me. My time was thoroughly tracked. I now present you with a gift disguised as a human. An individual who will comprehend the intricacy of your emotions and the scope of your mission. They are not perfect, but they are chosen just for you. Avoid making parallels between current and past exchanges. Do not presume that this is merely another transient experience. Rather, it is emanating from the throne room of heaven. I'll be able to tell you it's from me because it will make you stronger, not weaker, because of the peace it gives, not the confusion. It's not chaotic. Instead, it explains things. There will be times when you experience fear. There are times when you want to withdraw. Moments in which you contemplate the question, why me? However, it is important to recall the weeping of Archangel Michael when those circumstances arise. Remember how much he cried to make sure you got this message. He did not weep because you are not a strong person, because you have been robust independently for an extended period of time. He grieved. I will send someone to help you transfer it at this time. This individual possesses considerable strength. No, not the kind that stems from wealth or prestige. The type that alters one's disposition. They are on the verge of giving you that authority. We are not here to extract something from you. We are here to provide, elevate, and construct. However, it is imperative that you relinquish your apprehension prior to their arrival. I did not require you to always be on defensive. I did not give you a heart as big as yours so you could harbor resentment toward it from behind walls. Your love brings me hope. The radiance that you produce. Your efforts are vital for the universe. This is why the adversary attacked you so violently. This is why you felt isolated even in crowded surroundings. The search for someone who could live with you was difficult and get a thorough awareness of your identity. I'll now dispatch someone who will remain. Not because you pleaded, not because they believed you were exceptional. However, I transmitted them. Being in your presence will provide them comfort. Furthermore, they will be unwilling to leave. Please avoid contracting at this time. Have faith in the counsel offered by your consciousness. You are aware that this is distinct from other entities. You may have a sensation of anticipation for days, weeks, or even months. However, you were unable to determine the source. A sudden surge of emotion that occurs suddenly. The necessity of checking one's phone at irregular hours. The dreams that cause you to gasp for oxygen upon awakening. Everything is properly arranged. I've been preparing your spirit in advance. Increase your emotional responsiveness to upcoming occurrences. Placing your trust in a solid foundation. Therefore, you will not surrender when the time arrives. The person who is suddenly aware of your existence does not observe you in the usual way. Their spirit contemplates you. When they think of you, Something old, sacred, and heavenly stirs within them, even if they are unaware of the reason. The veil eventually lifts as they draw in closer. In addition, I provide them with small glimpses of the truth. Additionally, I created you for this purpose. This is the reason they are apprehensive. This is why they are unable to stop their thoughts. That is why they will shortly be compelled to take action. Given that it is no longer just a spiritual relationship, this is a deeply personal task. There is a limited amount of time to wait. Michael's tears are not tears of sadness, but tears of an archangel. These are tears of sacred desperation. He has observed how individuals who were not intended to possess you have caused you harm. I had a negative interaction with you and could not understand your point of view. He is unable to keep his silence any longer. He, like you, is weeping out to heaven. I am requesting that you be terminated. I'm writing to request that you be promoted. We would appreciate it if you could perform your miracle immediately. And I, the one who induced you, overheard him crying. I have already instructed the elements to alter their course. I've already started to evoke interest from the person who is familiar with the next piece of your story. You will be notified as soon as they arrive, regardless of whether it is tomorrow or several days from now. It will hit your thorax with the force of a soft bomb. You will maintain your oxygen levels. Your heart will hold the knowledge. Your fate will be altered for a brief moment as time is suspended. This is why I recently allowed some situations to disintegrate. You assumed you had won, yet it was simply a matter of preparation. Rather than rejection, it was a change of course. Although you believed it to be an error, it was a divine intervention. I required that you be humiliated. I required a thorough comprehension of your feelings. I required you to be spiritually conscious. This moment will pass without providing you with the opportunity to make a decision. You will have to respond affirmatively. This affirmation will open the door to more than simply affection. In addition to coupling, it is also necessary to align. Upon reflection, you will realize that each delay, injury, and unanswered prayer was a part of the masterpiece I was crafting in your life. And now, my dearest, I'd like to query whether you're ready. Will you allow your spirit to ascend to new heights? Will you be able to put your fears aside for an extended amount of time to hear the sound of my promise approaching? Are you prepared to relinquish ancient notions of what is feasible and embrace divine surprises? Given what it is a pleasant surprise. What an unexpected miracle. A sudden development in the form of an individual. This is not a generic individual. They were chosen just for you. It was granted to you. I'm sending you something. This is evident from the heavens. It is difficult for you to ignore this message. It is vital that you do not wait. Please do not delay. You may access this right away. Because, child, you would not squander another second questioning whether you truly comprehended the proximity of this moment and the imminentness of their arrival at your doorstep. You would rise. You would prepare. You would begin to show thankfulness for the information that is now being transferred into your environment. The individual who has been selected to benefit you, accompany you, and assist you in achieving new heights that you were previously unaware of is in close proximity. Their demeanor is already favorable to you. They were already being drawn by the invisible thread that connects your lives. I'm currently involved in a practice that is more powerful in the dark than anything you've seen in the open. While I repositioned mountains that were hidden from your view, you may have been bewildered as to what was going on. I've been adjusting people's schedules, eliminating unfavorable alignments, and mumbling into their hearts to ensure that they can hear the call of your soul. even if they can't verbalize it right now. They've made inquiries. However, they will be able to respond to them immediately upon recognizing you. My illumination will radiate through you with such intensity that they will be unable to conceal their emotions. It will be irrelevant no matter how you express yourself, where you live, or how your life appears. They'll be drawn to the sound of your essence. It's the first time in years that they feel safe being around you. This is an example of a divine connection. You are also being informed by Archangel Michael of an additional message. He is following your instructions. He arrived today before you arrived. He is already in the vicinity of your home and the future meeting spot. He is currently preparing to accommodate the silent yearnings of your soul. This is why things have been so difficult for you. What is the cause of your belief that your emotions are more intense than they normally are? The reason why certain individuals are no longer as significant in your existence. Your surrounds are being cleaned in preparation for upcoming events. I am removing obsolete cycles to ensure that you do not miss this precious event. Do not feel guilty if you derive pleasure from solitude. It is currently being prepared. Before I isolate, I lift. Prior to uttering my words, I lower the level of the atmosphere, and the words I'm about to say will be more audible than any previous remarks I have made. Resist the urge to move. Instead, remain vigilant. Do not try to get this blessing. Prepare to receive it. Open the door to your existence without reluctance. Do not evaluate the future based on the losses you have experienced. You can assess it by determining what you expect to receive. If you've been reading this message for a long time, it's for you. I am not currently in conversation with anyone else. On your own. Your spirit alone. Your essence is the only thing. I am your Father in paradise. The person who made you. This is the knowledge I'm delivering to you. This season will have a huge impact on your life over the next decade. If you believed that this was the voice of God speaking to you, then affix the seal. Amen may be entered in the comments section to demonstrate that you are content with the current season, that you agree with the concept of paradise, and that you are prepared for a fresh start in your life. The individual who is so attracted to your radiance is not merely present to express admiration for you. They are on their way to fulfill a commitment. Create a project that follow you on your trip through life. That is the text I composed. Additionally, there was nothing. What I have signed with my name cannot be undone by anyone or any time. Inhale deeply and allow these words to permeate your consciousness. It is critical to remember one final aspect. You were consistently resilient. As a result, I did not select you for this specific occasion. I chose you because you consistently returned, even when you were exhausted, even if your heart was wounded, even when all you could say was an amen while weeping. A number of individuals abandoned their religious beliefs. However, you raised your head and exhibited your trust in me, despite the fact that you failed to recognize my efforts. This is why I choose you. Heaven now takes pride in that. The period of silence is nearing its end. Waiting is nearly at an end. The suffering you hid from yourself is about to become the catalyst for another person's miracle. I will use your life to show that faith is never in vain, despite its frailty. Individuals who are entering your life, those that I have repeatedly told, you will be revealed as a valuable asset. They are required to do that, not only because they want to. However, I will not allow it. When you are present, they will experience a sense of tranquility. Your style of touching indicates your intentions. Each time they hear your voice, it's as if they belong here. They will be bewildered about their feelings toward you. They will use reasoning to explain it. However, it will not function. This is not a link between people. This is the recognition of the spirit. It was inevitable that two lamps would clash, regardless of their distance. Alternatively, the duration of the process. They have endured an extended period of time without your presence. However, their souls are now bound to continue marching without looking at your light. When they arrive, they'll bring more than just love. They will have a major impact. They will bring a loyalty that can withstand calamities, opportunities, and peace of mind. This is the kind of relationship that paradise desires. This is the type of marriage that I wish to benefit. You will be bewildered as to why somebody with a lot of money, influence, and celebrity would choose you. However, we must now focus on this. They were superfluous. As a result, I decided not to deliver them to you. They required what you were carrying. Therefore, I delivered them to you. They required your candor. They required your softness. They required your intelligence. It was crucial to them that you could perceive beyond titles and into the souls of individuals. Someone who could see them for who they really were. I'll always love them. Furthermore, they should be reminded that money does not correlate to peace. Purpose and celebrity are not identical. Triumph is nothing if the soul is insatiable. That is where you come in. There is more to you than just the reward. They are as well. You have both been harmed by fire, shattered by loss, and honed by loneliness. Today, you are finally ready to meet not as individuals, but as the manifestation of your destiny. What actions should you take at this moment? Maintain an open door. Practice benevolence. Do not let your past adversities keep you from getting your blessing. This chapter should not be based on the preceding one. Offer your prayers with sincerity. Make sure your spirit remains steady. Please be advised that the purpose of this missive was not to inspire optimism. It was communicated to back up your instinctive knowledge. You were aware that an event was approaching. Despite the fact that you didn't know their name, you knew they were thinking about you. You were aware that your existence was not intended to be perpetually characterized by excruciating agony. You now have evidence. There is evidence that God has been conducting an investigation. Evidence that angels have been at work. Evidence that Archangel Michael was involved in a war. Despite the fact that the pages looked to be blank, evidence suggests that I, your God, wrote your narrative. As you commence this new season, be confident in your abilities. You are not just an object of devotion. You have an excellent spirit. This is widely known to the person to whom I am delivering it. They will not play in the game. They will not deceive you. They are unlikely to have substantial issues. When they arrive, there will be stability, clarity, and commitment. Because people are less likely to leave when they see you in the same way that I do. They descend to their knees. They continue to construct. Kid, this time they'll work with you to build. This spiritual revelation has now entered your life. Act as if it had already happened. Because it is. The universe has already undergone modifications in response to this assurance. Your name has been mentioned in rooms that you have never visited. Someone who never anticipated such an emotional response is left with a lasting impression of your visage. They are unable to articulate the phenomenon, yet you have captured their attention. They are unable to conceal the sound, which resembles a murmur. They are experiencing emotions that they are unable to articulate at this time as they reflect on their own lives. They are bewildered as to how someone they have never met can elicit such a sense of familiarity and importance. It is because their consciousness has already encountered yours. Currently, there is far less veil. The actual meeting is rapidly approaching. When it transpires, you will experience it physically. It is unnecessary to provide an explanation. Proof will not be needed. Clarity and tranquility will prevail. Without a question, the timing was perfect. I am engulfed in the peace that I alone possess. Do not run from it. Do not try to prevent it from reaching you. Allow it to enter. Allow them to enter. I am aware that you have suffered unspeakable cruelty. I understand that you were not correctly adored, was placed in my trust prematurely, amounting to an excessive amount and departing prematurely. However, this is not the same. Heaven's response to each instance of brokenness that caused you to feel that love was dangerous is as follows. Heaven's way of compensating for situations in which you took less. As a result of your exhaustion with solitude, please abstain from shrinking any further. Stop harboring uncertainty. You are not excessively large. It's not too late. You don't need an excessive quantity of indicators. You are requesting the presence of someone who is intimately familiar with your spirit. That is a substantial request. It is a sacred site. I have also heard it. I've already responded. I'm fulfilling it. The millionaire who is drawn to you is going through these changes. Their souls are already being softened, and their minds are being cleared. They should approach you with respect rather than conceit. They will not see your accomplishment as a triumph. Individuals will regard you as a miracle. They will not come and seize. They will arrive to serve, share, heal, and protect. They will be interested in learning about the operation of your heart. They will inquire about important issues because your speech will evoke a sense of calm. They will be silent and attentive. They will not be intimidated by you. However, the intensity of their desire to leap, the depth of their emotions, and the quickness with which they develop faith. Remind them that God's love is always fair and never rushed when the time comes. I did not merely force you to live, I declared. I created you to establish a sacred bond. The author will not write the next chapter while he feels uncomfortable. Writing it will be done with compassion, harmony, and teamwork. Archangel Michael, who previously mourned for your delay, is now preparing for your celebration. His tears have stopped. He is always monitoring the stuff I created for you in forever to guarantee that no problems develop. This section of your narrative will provide an explanation for your tears. It will induce a sense of reverence in the solitude. And this would illustrate that I was never late. At the time, I was working on something that needed to be perfect. Now, my child, faith is the last surviving commodity. This is not a definite conviction, not comments that are excessively dramatic. A trust that is composed and consistent. I assure you that I will take action. Please know that the objective of sending you this communication was not to entice you. It was meant to prepare you. If your heart trembles, know that your consciousness is aware of the truth. This is genuine. This is exceptional. The present moment has arrived. You are no longer anticipating your miracle. It is approaching. I would like you to make this about you before we proceed any further. If you are willing to abandon your cynicism, please write. I received it in the comments. Refrain from postponing tasks and fully absorb the information that is being transmitted to you. This transcends mere enjoyment. This is how you coordinate. Allow your spirit to grow. It is about to knock. I appreciate your attention. Your soul continues to crave for the truth that can only be transmitted by heaven, so I shall persevere.